Hello everybody, welcome to episode 11 of the Tamagotchi On series, and we got one really special thing about the Tamagotchi On so far, is you see here, our On character actually kind of looks different from the usual little, toddler stage and stuff like that. So, this time around, our sort of Tamagotchi we have here is very different looking. So, instead of the weird little fluffy creature, it actually became this weird butterfly thing. Which is really cool in my opinion, I really like the idea of it. Now, I was learning about some of the cool things, Tamagotchi, the wonderful, wonderful source of knowledge and information, who has been providing really detailed guides in my comment section, of how to properly run the Tamagotchi On, told me how to basically go towards another place and unlock it, with the concept of color changing, which is really interesting. They didn't tell me which food, or they told me the foods it was, but it was the Japanese versions of the foods. So the names are different, so we have to figure out which one actually does what it's supposed to be doing. So we had to figure that fun out. But I figured we can look into the Toyland, because Toyland actually apparently has one of the items that change the color. So it's this food item, and you basically have to feed your Tamagotchi that food item. And pretty much that's kind of it for the whole entire thing. So I'm going to go to the toy park, I think. And we're looking for something that's gray. They mentioned it being called the gray brick and the meats, but the On and meats did change a lot of naming conventions with each other. So I'm going to be curious to see if I can find anything. So I'm going to assume it's like a Lego brick type thing, to be honest. That's what it kind of feels like in a way. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming it is, because you see, it's a gray sort of brick thing. So we're going to buy, 5 of those. Please wait! But yeah, we need to feed our Tamagotchi that thing 5 times in a row. I'm going to assume it is this thing, but we're going to buy 2 for right now and see what it does. I'm okay with, coming back to this in just, a minute and seeing how it all works out. Because I think my Tamagotchi is currently hungry. I guess we'll find out. See how this fully works. It might be a dessert thing, to be honest. Yeah, we got 2 bars of hunger, so let's figure this out. Let's see what this is. Yeah, okay. Let's give my Tamagotchi the 1. Give it the Lego brick of power. And let's see. Don't know if that did anything properly. I guess I should have looked up what the food items were, instead of, just guessing, but to be honest, I just came back from work, and people were wanting to do things in my house, so. Nope, is it already full already? Dang. Okay, so I guess we won't test that out, and that's probably fine with me, because I can sit down and look into this a bit later. I'm assuming that's the gray brick that they were talking about, though, because, one, that fits the whole thematics of it, so I'm hoping that's the proper one there. And we have to give it 5 of those, apparently, so hopefully, when we mess around with that, it gives us 5. I've also been going around to the toy park, because since that is the newest area we've unlocked. I've met a few Tamagotchis in the toy park so far. I haven't really messed around too much with anything else, really. So we met Neji Robochi, which, really cool looking Tamagotchi. I'd love to actually, one point, see if I can get married to it or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of male Tamagotchis I would love to, mess around with for, character arcs and stuff like that. Just because, overall, a lot of them look really cool. And I'm kind of sad that I can't mess around with any of them just yet. So I'm like, ah. I would love to have some of them, traits to my Tamagotchi. Currently, it's just a lot more of the female type again. We did meet Bonichi, which is another one I'll probably be aiming for, because I really like the whole, bonnet design and everything. So, or the bonnet design. And that's pretty much all that's really going for it, compared to other ones, I say, in a sense, because, I don't know. I really just like the design of it. I'm probably going to be exploring around the other towns, to be honest, though. I might be going back to Food Town, maybe. I don't know if I'll go back to Food Town just yet. I will be going back to a lot of the places once, I get a female one. I don't know, I feel like I'm missing out on some of the characters by, not messing around with it too much. It's kind of sad because I can't mess around too much with, the starry area too much, really. Because the character I kept meeting was a male. This one's not better either, because I'm meeting up with the same type of character, in a sense. So I'm going to just kind of keep messing around with some of these characters for right now and seeing what I kind of get out of it. Last time I got the fairy by accident because I kept going to Fairy Park or whatever. And to be honest, I was okay with getting the fairy character because it was very different from what I got before then. So, and as you see now, the fairy character has influenced a lot about my Tamagotchi, with like the child stage being completely different from our last few generations. Which is insane to think about that. Like, it's already taken off so much of its traits from one parent over the other. Which is kind of cool in a sense, and in other sense it's like, I think I'm going to also mess around with the Tamagotchi farm, because I've not really messed around too much with the farm area as well. Besides that, nothing much is really going on for the series. We're just kind of chilling around with these Tamagotchis. And sorry for the bit of a shorter episode here. It's just been one of those days where I haven't really messed around with it too much. I've been kind of messing around with a different V-Pet today. Well, not V-Pet, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I've been messing around with a different type of device today, mostly. This one's been kind of just chilling around in the back burner, because can't really do too much with it in this sort of fun stage. Oh, they actually bonded over this. Yeah, I think I'm going to mess around the farm and the toy park this time around. I'd like to get married to one of the characters in one of the areas. I don't know, I feel like one of them holds something for me. Gotta mess around with it. Look, it's the weird guy. And there you go, they're all happy now. Da, 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 da. I wonder if that's a boy or girl. If that is whatever character, then I might just keep bringing the goggles, because, I don't know. I feel like that would be a really cool thing to like mess around with trait-wise. I'd really like to see if the Apple character is a part of that area as well. I don't know, I feel like the Apple character should be a part of that. I would like to keep up with, like, food themings, but, like, it would make sense if it isn't there. Pegachi is, like, the one I so want to, like, mess around with at some point. And I just skipped past the one thing. But yeah, there's a bunch of these Tamagotchis. I need to go through and meet all bunch of them. But I think I'm going to call it for right there for right now, because I just don't have too much to talk about with this device right now. We'll be messing around with the food items and seeing how that works for us. Sadly, I don't know if we can. I don't know if there's any other areas after the food one I'm doing currently. So we will be messing around with the random few things and lots left over in this kind of device, which is fine by me because we barely have had any girl generation. So I'd actually kind of like to mess around with a lot of the girl generation stuff. So I'm hoping that we do get a bunch more girls, because we have not actually messed around too heavily with the female generations. I think we've only had one generation that was a girl, and that was the first one. So I'm hoping the trait of them being, like, boys kind of ends after this one. I don't know. I'm really hoping, though, because, like, I want to, like, mess around with some of the other characters. Because a lot of the male Tamagotchis actually have some really unique design aspects to them. I'd also like to get married to Coochie Pachi at some point. I think that would be really funny. But for right now, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye bye. Woohoo! Also gonna go to Target, so let's see what I find at Target. Woohoo!